Morales, Black Women TV. Hello, folks. It's been a minute.
Yep.
Been a minute. So you guys are playing characters that's supposed to be the balance in Matt's life, you know? So can you talk about just not only working with Kevin, but did you guys read the book to get more if your characters are real or a composite?
I'm glad you asked that. I take pride in putting the support in supporting. I really do. You know, I was really excited to get to see Kevin in this kind of role. It was really kind of just amazed me, and you know, I felt really honored both during the process and after. And I did read the book because I'm a complete nerd. And I was super surprised that my character wasn't just a story device, because I just thought she was like a Hollywood, like, oh, happily ever after, that'd be so nice, you know. And then I get like kind of 3/4 into the book, and I was like, oh no, she's a real human being. This happened, and you know, she exists, and there's a certain kind of reverence that requires, and I'm very honored to have played her.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rel, you know, obviously your scenes are not meant to last, but you are there to be the supportive guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, nothing's ever meant to be last, but if you're playing a real friend, you know what I mean, like especially in situations like that, I believe my character, and Matt said this to me, the author and whose story this is like I was kind of like a couple of his different friends in one person. So it was like kind of making sure I bring all those different type of personalities into one person. It was kind of, I mean, it's weird to say that, but I kind of just Wu-Tang one person. But it was just being like DeWanda was saying, it's like just being supportive to Kevin's character. I just think it's dope to see Black men, you know, emotionally supporting another Black man, or just men in general. You just don't see that all the time on screen.
Now, you just don't see this type of story. It's easy to play the reverse, you know, a single woman and obviously the stuff she has to go through, but to see a guy go through it, we don't get it on TV or on the big screen. So it's good that people get to see it, and it comes out during Father's Day. You know, what did you get out of this that may be a reflection on your life or, you know, in general?
Just kind of the balance, I think, like, you know, the last 2 years, finding and discovering and being surprised by all the pockets of joy, you know, in the midst of grief. And because we're still deep in grief, all of us collectively right now, you know, and in the midst of suffering, it's just a reminder that life doesn't happen in a compartmentalized way. It all happens simultaneously, you know, and that is a part of Matt Logelin's story. There's a lot of humor in the source material in the book. You know, Paul Weitz's work is that. He is like the dramedy king, you know, and all of the actors present kind of have that innate balance of, you know, being able to laugh even when things are hard. And that's also just what Black folks do, you know?
Mm-hmm. And Rel, you know, you're always working. So what goes into saying yes to the projects you take?
The story, man. Like the script is so important to me, and the character, along with, you know, who directs these things. You know, I've learned from a couple other projects, like I literally have to have, I know exactly the conversations I have with directors when they offer me stuff, and I'm like, well, here we go. I'm gonna change some things. If it happens to me, don't be offended by it. If you are gonna be offended by it, then we probably shouldn't work together. You know, so Paul was such a great collaborator, like for real. He's turned into one of my favorite directors to the point where I'm like calling him now for other projects. Like, yo, would you direct this too? You know, because I think he's just dope to work with. And we had such great, like, it's not a lot of time where I laugh as much as I did. I guess I like other nerds. You know what I'm saying? So we like TV and film nerds, and we're just laughing, just coming up with stuff. And it was so much fun working with it. Such a great director and writer.
I think people will watch this movie. They're going to love it, especially that it's going to be on Netflix and everybody gets to see it. It's good to see both of you working again. Hopefully we'll see each other in person. Have a good one.
Awesome.